Today we're taking an excerpt from the March 12th devotional, Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris, and we're zeroing in on a totally surprising perspective about the true nature of spiritual power.
Yeah, it's a perspective that really flips the script on how we view control, whether you look at it theologically or even just, as human psychology.
Exactly. Okay, let's unpack this. We're looking at that famous moment in Matthew 17, right?
Right, where the father brings his demon-tormented son to the disciples, and they're completely striking out.
Right, which is wild because, wait, that's the part that always catches me off guard.
The Matthew 10 connection.
Yes. Back in Matthew 10, Jesus already gave them the authority to cast out demons. So why do they suddenly need to fast to get the power to do it now?
Well, that is exactly the tension Pastor Chris highlights here. The disciples were essentially asking the exact same thing.
So Jesus steps in, expresses some pretty real frustration.
Yeah.
He says, "Oh, faithless and perverse generation," cures the boy instantly, and then he tells them why they failed.
Yeah. He points to their unbelief first. He says, faith the size of a mustard seed can tell a mountain to move. But then he adds this crucial caveat.
The prayer and fasting part.
Exactly. He says, howbeit his kind goeth not out, but by prayer and fasting.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because I think people usually treat fasting like a spiritual vending machine.
Oh, for sure. Like a simple transaction.
Yeah, you put in 24 hours of hunger and you get out one miracle. It's like treating prayer and fasting as a way to plug into a wall outlet to charge up your spiritual battery.
And what's fascinating here is that Pastor Chris argues that common assumption misses the mark entirely.
It's not about getting more power.
Not at all. It is not a transaction where enduring hunger buys you more power. Instead, the real purpose of fasting is to make you more submissive to the Lordship of Jesus.
So it's less about flexing your spiritual muscles and more about yielding. But how does skipping a meal actually accomplish that, practically speaking?
Think about the mechanics of it. When you fast, you are actively denying your physical flesh its base desires.
Like food, in this case.
Right. That physical surrender, saying no to your own immediate cravings, it actively trains your mind and spirit to yield control.
Ah, I see. It shifts the focus off of your own abilities and onto God's.
Exactly. You're silencing the noise of your own ego.
I think this is incredibly relevant for you listening right now. I mean, have you ever found yourself doing all the quote-unquote right things?
Checking all the boxes.
Yeah, maybe even working yourself to the bone. But the ability to actually change your situation just isn't there.
Which is so frustrating. But the missing link highlighted in the text isn't that you need to try harder or somehow accumulate more personal strength.
It's about getting out of your own way, right? The devotional points to James 4.7.
Yes, which simply says, submit yourselves therefore to God. The core insight is that the more yielded you are, the more effectively that inherent power can naturally flow through you.
So what does this all mean? Distilling it down, the text is telling us that true power doesn't come from aggressive striving.
No, it comes from complete submission.
Sometimes the tightest grip is actually the weakest hold.
Which raises an important question for you to mull over today. If the key to unlocking immense power in this text is actually found in surrendering control.
Or yielding.
Right. In what other areas of your life might letting go be the exact thing that makes you stronger?
What a great thought to leave on. If you want to explore the source material further, you can find more information directly at www.rhapsodyofrealities.org. Thanks for taking this with us, and we'll get you next time.
We trust you were blessed by this episode. To gain unlimited access to Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris, please download the Rhapsody app using the link myapp.rhapsodyofrealities.org. God bless you.